You ever had a client who seemed keen, nodded along, said all the right things, and then disappeared to think about it? No email, no call, no answer, just gone. If you've ever wondered, what did I do wrong? Here's why this happens. The problem isn't your presentation, it isn't your price, it isn't even your product. It's that you never gave them a powerful enough reason to stop shopping around. Chances are you didn't mess it up, you just didn't do the one thing that makes clients commit to you and stop looking elsewhere. You didn't make them believe you were their trusted advisor, the one person who truly has their best interests at heart. Now, in the last episode, we looked at why most salespeople fail and how trust is the most powerful currency you can ever own. Because once you build trust, everything changes. You stop chasing clients and they start coming to you. So how do you build trust? You build trust by showing clients you genuinely have their best interests at heart. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Peter, I do have their best interests at heart, and that's great. But here's where salespeople get confused. A few years ago, I walked into a car showroom ready to buy a new car. I sat down, the salesman asked me how I wanted to pay. I said cash. He said, no problem, but let me show you some finance options. They could be better for you. Fine, I said, show me. He went through the figures. I said, thanks, but I'll stick with cash. Then he spent the next 10 minutes trying to convince me why finance was a better option. Now, maybe he thought he was helping, maybe his dealership rewarded finance deals. But here's the thing, it stopped being about me, it became about him. And in that moment, any trust he'd built just evaporated. I walked out, he lost the sale, and I bet he didn't even know why. Here's the lesson to take away from that. When a client senses your motivation is your best interest, not theirs, they don't argue, they quietly disappear. Are there moments when you're quietly pushing your agenda, your targets, your preferences? People ask me, so if my product or service doesn't tick every single box, should I just admit it and lose the sale? Not at all. In fact, those moments can be some of the best opportunities to strengthen trust. Let me show you what I mean with a story. Let me flip the scenario completely. A young couple walk into an estate agent looking for a 3-bedroom house. The agent only has 4-bedroom property in their area. He could push it, he could say something like, it's close enough, or you'll love it, but instead he asks a simple question, why do you want a 3-bedroom house? They said, we only need 3, we don't want to pay for space we won't use. So he asked a few more questions and he found out they often work from home and shared the dining table. Then he said, I don't have a 3-bedroom house in this area, that's honesty in action, but I do have a 4-bedroom at the same price as most 3-beds around here. And he shows them proof. And then he asked, would that extra room make a good office for you both? Now the couple feel understood. He wasn't pushing his agenda, he was aligning with theirs. That's trust in action. When you show clients you genuinely understand what's in their best interest, you move from salesperson to trusted advisor. And when that happens, something powerful occurs. They stop shopping around. People don't compare prices when they believe they've already found someone who truly gets them. Now here's the key insight that I want you to take away. Trust isn't given, it's granted when the client feels understood. It's not about clever phrasing, it's not about mirroring body language, it's not even about expertise, it's about the feeling they get in the first few moments. This person is on my side. And the way you create that feeling is through positioning and intent. If your intent is to sell, they'll feel it. If your intent is to understand and help, they'll feel that too. That's why the mindset you bring into every conversation matters more than any script or closing technique. And by the way, if you'd like free weekly practical tips on trust-based selling, closing and building real relationships, head to trustinsales.com and sign up. I'll send you short, use today insights straight to your inbox. And while you're here, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Now let's go a bit deeper. Why does this trusted advisor positioning work so well? It's because people don't buy products, they buy confidence. They're looking for someone who makes them feel safe in their decision. When you become that person, you remove uncertainty, and uncertainty is the enemy of every sale. Think about brands like Apple. When Apple launches a new iPhone, people queue for hours, sometimes overnight, without even comparing specifications. They trust the brand, they trust the design, they trust the quality, they trust that they won't be disappointed. Your clients are looking for that exact feeling, just on a personal level. So how do you create that certainty from the outset? You do it by asking great questions, listening carefully and reflecting their answers back in your own words. Ask questions that show you care about why they want what they want, not just what they want. Listen for emotional drivers behind their goals, their aspirations and their pain, and reflect their answers back so they know that you truly heard them. Let's say you're in a meeting with a client about financial advice. You could say, so you're looking for investment options, let me show you the returns. Or you could ask, what are you hoping this investment will do for you over the next few years? The first question is transactional, the second opens up trust. It signals I care about what matters to you, not just the deal. That's what creates instant credibility, not your title, not your years of experience, but your ability to make them feel that their priorities are your priorities. The moment a client feels that, they relax, they lower their guard, and they stop shopping around because they found what every buyer is really searching for, someone they can trust. So remember this, clients don't buy when they understand you, they buy when they feel you understand them. That's the shift we need to make. That's what keeps clients loyal for years, even when someone else offers a cheaper price. In the next episode, I'll show you why most buyers don't trust you yet and how to fix it in the first 10 minutes. It's the moment where the entire sales relationship is either made or lost. So make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And don't forget, if you'd like weekly tips on sales and trust-based selling, go to trustinsales.com and join the free newsletter. Because once you master trust from the very beginning, you'll never have to sell again. Your clients will do it for you. I'm Peter Croney and this is Trust in Sales. I'll see you in episode 3. Why most buyers don't trust you yet and how to fix it in the first 10 minutes.